Mr Flanagan is the first to speak.
Thank you very much for the report. Very, very interesting, as always. I'll have to read it again just to get more of the detail. When it comes to external forces and pressures, farmers in the European Union, and you mentioned Irish beef farmers, were given a little bit of relief when Phil Hogan said in May that beef was off the menu. Now, unfortunately, in the last week, we have got a response back through Marian Harkin MEP on Mercusor, where she asked, could beef still be added to the trade offer at a later stage, or is beef completely ruled out of any trade agreement with the Mercosur countries? In a response, Commissioner Malmström stated it is unrealistic to expect Mercosur to conclude negotiations with the EU without obtaining an improvement in their access to the EU market for beef. Now, this is one hell of an external pressure coming. We thought it wasn't going to come. I'm just wondering what your opinion is on it, and I'd love to hear the opinion of the Commission, because people who were reassured are not very reassured now. Thank you.
Mr Agnew next, please.
Mr Flanagan has just made a good point, and that in May the Commissioner did say that beef was off the menu, and I can't help feeling this was just to encourage a Remain vote amongst the agricultural community in Britain, who were fearful about Mercusor and that the British government couldn't do anything about it. Now that there's been a Brexit vote, it seems that things are back on the rails again.
Beef has always been the sector where we concentrated the attention of our analysis, and I've experienced and I've seen with my eyes how much the trade negotiator of the European Union have been careful in the negotiations on beef in particular. So it is what MEP Nicholson just said, to find the right balance between opening too much and damaging the agricultural sector in the EU, and on the other hand, remain closed and losing opportunities also on the world market.
Mr Flanagan.
Thank you, Chairman. I don't think I got an answer from the Commission on what this is the first opportunity we've had at the Agriculture Committee to raise the fact that beef farmers are getting conflicting information depending on which Commissioner they listen to. Is Commissioner Malmström right? Is beef back on the menu, or is Commissioner Hogan correct? Is it off the menu? Because people need to know this, and we need an answer. There are times you ask a question here and you have to listen as closely as is humanly possible, because at times you answer vaguely and you go, I wonder, is that in relation to my question? But can I have a definitive answer on that, and can the beef farmers have a definitive answer on it? Because as Mr Agnew says, now the referendum is over, maybe Mr Hogan might be whistling a different tune. What is the tune? What's he saying? What are you saying? What's your boss saying?
Well, I'll try to provide an answer, a clear answer to the question, which was very clear. Unfortunately, I don't know what the Commissioner Hogan or Malmström decide in this moment. So I can tell you that as an analyst, working on the cumulative effects of trade agreements study, I've been asked in February to look at the potential impact of accumulation of 12 trade agreements, including for all sectors, including beef. So this is the only information that I have.
Quite a bit of talk about Mercosur and TTIP and the like, and beef quotas. We didn't get a response, I don't think, from the Commission to answer Mr Flanagan's question, but it did strike me at the very outset during the summer that there was no way that beef could be off the agenda if there was going to be a discussion, a serious discussion about Mercosur.